Does that make me insecure? Mi amor, mi amor. Does that make me insecure? Mi amor, mi amor. Does that make me insecure? Come on, Amada. Amada been giving it to him. Shouts out to Amada La Negra. She has really, she's been doing it. So shouts out to her. And she gave him hell on this little performance on Love and Hip Hop Miami reunion, part 2. Yes. I'd like to thank everybody who watched my part 1 reunion. I was going to give you all the same look, but I was tired and through, so I put on a little red lip and called it a day. So yeah, so shouts out to Amara. She performed at the end of the show in this beautiful yellow gown, gorgeous gown, gorgeous. You know, with splits and seams cut out like Toni Braxton. Amada's everything. Amada's everything and more. So shouts out to Amada La Negra. Oh yes. Okay. So moving on. Where it left off, if y'all see me looking down, I'm just on my phone. Where it left off last week was it got to the whole thing where it was Amara's storyline along with Steph LaCour, whatever her name is, Veronica Vega, Young Hollywood, JoJo. Okay, so it got with that whole thing. And it left us with the cliffhanger last week because it left off with Young Hollywood saying that Amara showed up to his house with bed sheets and pillowcases and things, as if she was getting ready to do that thing. So we got to this, and basically Amara was just like, okay, let me explain what happened. So Amara stays far from where Young Hollywood's studio is. And so it was late one night, and she was just like, well, you know, I'm tired, yada yada. And he offered to let her stay at his place. He had an apartment across the street, so she brought bed sheets and stuff. So she just stayed there. She was like, it was nothing sexual. It was nothing that went on. He tried to make it seem like it was something sexual, or he tried to make it seem like that she wanted him as to why she, you know, brought bed sheets and stuff. She was like, no, Poppy, I brought bed sheets because you didn't have no mattress. Ooh. She said, you ain't have no bed sheets, you ain't have no couch, you ain't have no nothing in the refrigerator. What the hell I'm gonna eat? I got hips and things I got to eat. And so, you know, he tried to make a moment, but it didn't work. And then she was just like, you know what? I tried to like you, I did, but I just can't get with you. What else they got into? They got into JoJo really quick about the whole thing as to why you went back and told Amara what Veronica, Young Hollywood, and Steph said. She was just like, I was just trying to be a real friend and yada to yada. I like JoJo, but I feel like JoJo plays this kind of hard act when she's really not about that life. But I mean, I guess a few of them are putting on acts, in my opinion. Just people in general love hip hop put on acts in front for the camera, and everybody talks like this, like they're about their life, like they're finna. Ain't nobody finna cap nothing, child. The only person on this cast who will probably mess some shit up is all the boys in Pretty Ricky, because you know what they got to lose. Somebody let me know. Probably Trick. Probably Gunplay. Trina would hire somebody to do her dirty work because she looks like that kind of girl. What else? Yeah. Most of the, you know, these folks on here, child, we'll see. But what they got into? So Amara and Young Hollywood was just going back and forth. It was something Amara said or JoJo said. And Steph was just like, now you're offending me as a black woman. They had Juju, of course. Juju was sitting right there beside her. And they were discussing the whole Hispanic thing, how people, you know, will look at them if they're dark and be like, oh, you're Hispanic, you know. basically saying because they're darker, they can possibly be Hispanic. And you know, the black people be like, oh, well, you're Hispanic, like you look like us. And so it's kind of that whole toss up in between thing, in which I don't personally live it because I'm not Hispanic at all. But I get it completely. The whole colorism thing, for sure. So in Young Hollywood, it just ended up being too much for him, and he got up and walked off, and he was just like, I just never heard of the whole Afro-Latina thing. It's just not what I hear. It's just not what I say. Yada to the yada. And you know, they was just going back and forth. Young Hollywood got up and left. He was just like, it was just too much for him to take. And you know, Miami Tip was saying a few things in the audience, saying he's Spanish, he don't get it. I'm just like, okay, but he should get it. I mean, like Juju them was saying, he's not that much darker, that much lighter than Amara. So I don't understand. There's obviously somebody, you know, black up in through there, and it's just it's really silly. People like Young Hollywood, you just have to pray for, because I don't think they'll ever get it. It's just so interesting how, if you want to be technical, both Amara and Veronica, you know, was fighting and saying stuff about each other and jumping up and acting a fool, but he only seen Amara's behavior as ghetto and not Veronica's, which is very interesting to me. So I'm just like, why do you think, one, like, you still have that white mentality and how you view black people and stuff, because you sat up there and approved Veronica's bad behavior, but you disapprove Amara's bad behavior when it was the same thing. Like, so why is one over the other again, Young Hollywood? He really hopefully he finds himself and really need to get his life and get it together. But at the same time, everybody's still using nigga constantly. So it's just like, what is it, y'all? Like, I'm confused. Let's talk in the comment section about it. What else? Okay, so they got on Veronica Vega's little Tide storyline. Veronica Vega's whole storyline was Amara and that whole Young Hollywood situation, and her saying the N-word. In which they played that song at the club, at the club in Charlotte. And I begin my life to it. It's pay me, nigga, don't bullshit me. Pay me, put it in his face. Put it in his face. The song is a bop. Listen, I can't help what moves my hips. If something makes me dance, that's just what it do. It just makes me dance. I don't have to necessarily rock with the person, but if it's a good song, it's a good song. That's just how I roll. Hell, you can't deny good songs and get good music. Now, I ain't heard nothing else that she done put out there been worth anything. But that song right there, just for the twerking culture, it's lit. It is. But anyway, they got on Veronica Vega about the whole use of her saying the N-word. Trina took a light on her again. Trina and that white stuff up underneath her eyes. That they should have blended out with her color. I don't know why they left that white. That's powder, Trina. You're supposed to wipe that off. That thing's supposed to be translucent. Like, you're supposed to wipe that thing off, Trina. You're not supposed to keep that white powder up under there. It's just for baking, so it'll set, so it'll last longer, sis. Up under all them hot lights. That's all it was. You're supposed to wipe that powder off from under there. It's supposed to be translucent powder. I don't know, child. Somebody read me in my last video about talking crap about Trina. Talking about Trina's my girl. I was like, I like Trina. I don't have an issue with anybody on a part of this cast. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm a vlogger, reviewer. That's just what I'm doing. I'm reviewing this show. I'm reviewing the personalities, the characters on this show. It's not me or any of the rest of us talking about them personally, because we don't know them personally. It's about their character on the show. It ain't that deep, child. Girl. Hopefully you keep watching, though. I think you'll grow to like me. I like you. You're pretty. Okay. So what else is going on? So they were, yeah, Trina took it light on Veronica. She was just like, yeah, she feels like because she's from Honolulu with a lot of black people and Latina people, and everybody says it's just a cultural thing. And Trina said she went over there to Asia somewhere, and they say it. She was just like, she was shocked, but they say it. And you know, it's just become a word to people. But unless you have lived through the struggle, and unless you know the struggle personally, you just shouldn't be saying it. But it's all in hip hop. Hip hop is huge. Hip hop is very mainstream. Artists put it in their songs. And you know, these hip hop artists, they'll perform to like an all white crowd somewhere, and everybody in the crowd saying nigga, and they don't have a problem with it. You know, it's people. Ultimately, the word ain't going nowhere. Some people just feel like it's just a word. It's not just a word to me, but for some people it is. And you know, that's up to you if you want to check the person that you're around. But nobody that I'm around says, even the black people, my black friends who I hang around, my best friends, we rarely say it to each other. But you know, every once in a while it comes out or whatever, but it's no malice behind it. There's no tea behind it. Like a Caucasian person or Asian person or somebody saying that to me, it's just like, no, sis, because you don't walk around in this skin every day, so we don't go through the same experiences. You know, we didn't personally go through anything in terms of slavery. Now, our ancestors did. They fought and died for that. But we still walk with it and live with it every single day, because we're reminded every single day that we are less than the superior race, that we are... Child, did I give the kids a whole rant? I think I did. But y'all know who the president is. Let's not sit up and act like we don't know who that man is. And people voted for him. Okay? I didn't. My lovely subscribers, more than likely y'all didn't. But people voted for him. Let's just say something. Child. But y'all still give the right to what if Donald Trump said nigga? What would happen then? Oh, the world would go crazy. Like they always been doing. But these little white Donald Trump cousins and nieces and nephews say it. Y'all ain't got a problem with it. It's black people. Black people's the issue. Oh, we all one. We all inclusive. It don't matter. It's just a word. It don't mean nothing. Yada said yada. Okay. As many racist and prejudiced people there are in this world, it's just as many coons. Just as many. So, I mean, what are you going to do? It's just all about the person and who you want to involve yourself in your personal life. I like everybody. I love everybody. If I end up with somebody of another race, I don't care. That's fine. Love is love. But it's certain things, it's just not going to fly. If I don't call you any kind of name that's controversial, don't call me that, sis. Okay? Now, if you come at me a certain way, more than likely, I might come at you a certain way. Even though I'm trying to be on my Ayanla, fix my life situation, it just might happen, darling. But yeah, child, I went on a whole little rant, but just stick with me. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So what else is happening? They asked Veronica what she considers herself. She said since her great grandmother was African, from Africa, she says she's black. She considers herself black. The audience went quiet. Excuse that little belch. No, excuse that one. That was louder. I had some Chef Boyardee. Not much to eat around here these days, child. I just got to get to the stove and things. But anyway, so Veronica Vega considers herself black. Let's talk in the comment section. Do y'all consider Veronica Vega black? My thing with Veronica, she had like there's not she had like there's not white Latinas. And when Juju was over there talking about the whole thing of Hispanics and how they are very the whole colorism thing, she's sitting there shaking her head because she agrees. And I believe Veronica Vega's Cuban and stuff. So it's just like there's white Latinas, there's black Latinas, there's those who are truly just Latinas are the I would say is probably the most mixed race of people. They're mixed with a whole bunch of stuff. But yes, some are black and some are white, sis. So it's just, it's very, let's talk in the comment section, child. But, you know, I think we all can agree that Veronica Vega's full of shit. And just about all these girls are. And Steph, you chose a team and stay there. We don't want to see you and your blue hair over back on the other side. So what else is going on? They got to Trick Daddy, Joy, Trina, that whole thing. Trick Daddy said that, you know, I would allow Joy to get with somebody, but he has to be just as good as me. Trick is really in denial. Trick is really in denial. Hard. He really is. About a lot of stuff, child. He need to take that medicine. He think he's still cute. He think he's still popping. And I don't know. Let that woman go, Trick, child. Trick Daddy is petty as hell. So he was just like, you know, I get with Trick. And, you know, it was just kind of a funny thing. Then Nina brought up the whole thing of Trick Daddy saying to Trina that Trina and Dawn are the biggest hoes in the game. And Trina was just like, yeah, how you gonna say that shit to me, Trick Daddy, King Dingaling? And, you know, we all know who Trick is, child. And we all know who Trina is, too. We trying to put on no fronts with that white powder underneath your eyes, child. It's translucent. I told y'all. So they was going back and forth, but, you know, it ended up kind of just being like jokes or whatever. But hopefully, Trick gives Joy that divorce. And she says she is dating somebody. And Nina asks, is it a part of the cast? Is it somebody a part of the cast? She went limp. She played dead, like a bear was after her ass. So she acted like she didn't hear the question, and so we moved on, child. Pleasure P probably done hit Joy up, but it's real hush-hush for right now. What else happened, child? Liz, child. They got into Liz and Prince and Michelle Pooch and that whole storyline. Michelle Pooch really thinks she's the shit. On one hand, I appreciate that's another white Latina Veronica. See, Michelle Pooch. But anyway, Salma Hayek, Pitbull, who's Cuban like you, Veronica. You see this white Latinas and black Latinas. Oh. Hopefully I'm not offending anybody with this whole little conversation. I'm just speaking what I know. I don't know everything. I don't know much, to be honest. But I know what I know, and I know what I've read, and I know what I feel, and I know what I live, okay? So let's talk in the comment section. Do I have any Latino subscribers? Let's talk, child. Yes. So anyway, they were talking and going back and forth. Michelle Pooch, she was just like, look, I hold myself to a different standard. I paved the way for Prince. Michelle, how did you pave the way for somebody that didn't nobody even know who the hell you was? So I'm just like, Michelle, girl, okay, whatever. It's not my life chase. Just continue on. So Prince was just like, they brought up the whole thing of Prince bringing the whole band of queens into Michelle Pooch singer release party. He was just like, well, she brought Shay them to my jeans event and messed that up. So he just wanted to get back at her, pretty much, a tit for tat. He didn't admit that, but we all kind of knew. And I forgot all about that they came together. But that wasn't really Michelle's fault that Shay and Liz got into it with Gabby and daughter Kitty Cat. That's not really Michelle's fault. She was just like, look, they know who I am. I work with class. And Prince feels like Shay and Michelle has corrupted Liz's mind, messed up. And Prince just want Liz to be that nice, sweet girlfriend, stay at home, churn the butter, make ice cream, homemade. And, you know, I'm going to go out and make the money and sleep with whoever and be a party promoter and live it up. And I want you sitting at home with breakfast ready for me when I get home. And I'm going to beat your skins out. And I'm going to do it all over again. That's what Prince wants. Liz finally woke, you know, she risen from the ashes like the phoenix. And she was just like, no, I'm not with that mess with you, Prince. They showed Gabby on the screen again. Baby Blue going back and forth with Gabby, saying you a groupie, you know what you was doing. They showed a scene where Prince and Gabby was on top of each other, basically. She was sitting in his lap. He was rubbing on her butt. They started kissing. They probably had sex after that. Liz ran off the stage crying, upset. Liz is a cute girl. crying upset. They was just like, dang, like she don't come from that, and it's messed up because she really did love you, Prince. Prince just sitting there, you know, not saying nothing. Shay and her hair, I don't know. Shay and her hair went back behind there and talked to Liz. You know, they friends, and Liz came back out. Shay was just like, look, you know, my situation with Scrappy. I'm just like, oh God, how many times she gonna bring up Scrappy? So she brought this situation up when she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and when she came back, and she left the stage and didn't get to say what she wanted to say on that, you know, episode, on the reunion special, when Scrappy proposed to Erica Dixon. And so, you know, they talked about that whole situation. Liz came back out. She was just like, she was upset. She was like, you're dead to me and I can't believe this. And Miami Tip was just like, niggas ain't shit. And I'm just like, yeah. And the minute that Liz get that, she'll be better off. Liz, you're a cute girl. You seem like you're a nice girlfriend. But being a part of this kind of show, sis, is not really good in terms of like looking for love and being happy and all that kind of. This is not that kind of show, sis. You need to put your own over to another show, because you gonna go, if you're in a relationship on this show, if you're in a stable relationship, like if you're already in a relationship and come on the show, or you develop a relationship with somebody that's a part of the cast, you're gonna go through mess, and it's all out in the open in front of people, sis. So mentally, if I was Liz, I would just either just gone about my way and just, if you see Prince on the show, have to deal with Prince, just be real nonchalant and cool with him and just don't even care, pay him dust, or I would just leave the show. But you don't need to try to date nobody else a part of this cast, child. But if she comes back, that's what they're going to do, child. They're going to make Liz, Liz probably going to get with Baby Blue or something after he done cussed out on this reunion. And then, you know, Prince, and it's going to be Prince versus the whole Pretty Ricky. And I can see it now, child. Y'all know how this shit goes, child. We know. So what else is going on? They got into Shay and the whole Joy situation. You know, Trina, she was fixing her dress, looked like she was finna do something, but she didn't get up. I thought she was taking off her shoes, actually, because they know how Miss Shay Johnson get down, and she would tell you. And Nina was just like, look, do you feel like that you was wrong for hitting Joy? She was just like, it's hard for me to say I'm sorry. I feel like I'm wrong for hitting Joy. Baby Blue had to check Shay. Was just like, look, this trick Joy and Trina. You in Miami. You not from Miami. You ain't got family in Miami. You might want to apologize, sis. And she went on ahead and gave this half-ass apology, and they actually accepted it. But I hear that Trina and Shay is now beefing, so it's gonna be a mess, Shay. Shay, you can't beat up everybody. I had to learn this myself. There's always somebody out there that's better. You might win all the fights in your neighborhood, but in somebody else's neighborhood, you might get your ass whooped. You just might, sis. So you might want to just chill, you know, learn everybody. Don't give your opinion on nobody's situation or relationships or friendships or nothing. Just sit there, chill, learn everybody. You know, you work the room and just play it neutral, sis. When it comes to these folks that are heavy hitters, child, because they'll bust you wide open. Want nobody hear from them, you know. Well, and I like you, Shay, because I feel like you have the ability to get better wigs and weaves and hair pieces. I do, and I want to see that transformation from bad hair to good hair from you. And we can't see that transformation if you gone. If they don't put you somewhere, child, so you just got to act right, Shay. I like you, Shay. I want the best for you, Shay. Okay, so what else is going on, child? What did we get into? They got into JoJo And her parents and that whole storyline. She chose her mama. Her daddy cut off. They seem to be in a better place. JoJo and her father. Her father and her mother still can't stand each other. She says that he went out and cheated soon as he came over here. He says that, you know, whatever. It don't matter if I'm cheating. I'm making the money. I bought your titties and your whole face over, so it don't matter. You know, it's just it's gonna be a constant petty situation, and it's unfortunate for JoJo that she got to put up with this mess from her petty parents. But it's not right. If that woman dedicated her life to that man and her kids, and for him not to give her nothing, that's not right at all. But men do it all the time. Child, it's just that money. It's a blessing and a curse for sure. What was the last thing? The last thing was just Amara performing, I believe. I think that's everything. Oh, Gunplay. He finally went to rehab. He really loved Kiara. He is, you know, here for her in every single way. And, you know, he said he got his teeth whitened and all that. He still haven't done nothing with that hair. But, you know, one step at a time is what it takes. And they were, you know, talking. And, you know, I like Gunplay. And I do like Kiara, too. That big old stanky booty, though. It's just like, ooh. I know she's going around the world breaking toilets. She ain't finna use the bathroom in my place. She ain't finna break my toilet, child. I just fit. The seat is already squeaky. We got to call the maintenance man to come fix the toilet. She be done broke the whole thing, child. Be done fell through the ground, fell to hell. Oh, Kiara. They didn't let the kitties say much. The cats, mama cat and daughter cat, on the show, which was I so appreciated. They seem like they'll be alright, but they're just agitating. Okay. And their work on their bodies is agitating and disturbing. What else? Yeah, just Amara performed. She came over there, dirty wine with Bobby and all that. I like Bobby. I really like Bobby. And Bobby replies to things on Instagram and Twitter and likes things. And Bobby's cool. Bobby's down to earth. Don't lose that, Bobby. I like him. I just want to hug him. He's so lovable. So what else is going on? That was pretty much it, y'all. What y'all think? What y'all thought about Love and Hip Hop Miami this season? I thought it was pretty lit. It was interesting. It was I'll say this. I haven't gotten upset in a long time with one of these Love and Hip Hop shows as I've gotten upset with this whole Amara, Young Hollywood, Veronica, Friends, colorism, afros, all this kind of situation. And for Veronica to say, I don't think you're a real girl or you're a real person because you wear wigs and weaves and you're not. Now, I will say, we all thought that was Amara's hair, but then when we found out it wasn't her hair, it was just like, okay, well, whatever. But still, the way that Veronica and Young Hollywood and a few of them think, that's still their thoughts. That's still how they feel. Like, you sitting up there with that fro, and so you're not a real girl, and it's not your real hair. But you're sitting up there with platinum blonde hair. That didn't grow out of your head, sis. It's not your natural hair color. And so it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. That whole thing just really irritated me. And hopefully Amara, you know, is proud of herself and her journey, and you know, as long as she remember over here in America she black, we good. We is good. And yes, she's both. She's Dominican and yada yada. But you know, as long as you still rep that, you know, Dominican mommy, Afro-Latina, black queen, yada yada, I'm here for it. And she's very talented. That Insecure song is a bop. That's such a bop. Does it? This hair is not. I'm just going ahead and pull her out. Give moments. She wants to fall out anyway. And with that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki, Google Plus. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld Instagram and Twitter. At ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook and all the good stuff. All my social media moments will be in the bottom bar below. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching Love Hip Hop Miami with me. Stay tuned. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going. So much more to come. Love Hip Hop Atlanta is back. what we got? We got Braxton Family Values, child. We still got to do Real Housewives of Atlanta, child. We moving. We on here, and just look out for your boy, cause I'm coming.